What's up everyone, Jonas here for Thomann synthesizers. So in today's video we will dive into the world of filters, because besides by applying modulation to the cutoff or using different kind of filters, there are more ways you can go the extra mile being creative with filters and spice up your tracks. Without further ado, let's jump right in and let's start with filter pings. Filter pinging is a fun synthesis technique that's great for creating percussive and organic plugs, and perhaps it's less traditional than using drum modules or samples in Eurorack. For that I'm sending triggers via MIDI from the Octa track, but you can use a normal clock like the Pamela as well, of course. To create the pings I'm using my Morgasmatron filter by IntelliJ, which is a MS-20 kind of filter, but of course this is working with other filters too. The Morgasmatron has a built-in overdrive to add more character. With the resonance fully open, the cutoff can be used as a tuner. Moreover, I'm sending an ADSR envelope to modulate the behavior of the cutoff to get more snappy drum sounds. Personally, I like to use pings to layer stuff or to give it more body, because in here you have a wide range of frequencies to work with. Next, we will check out filter banks. At first, let's have a look at a more traditional filter bank like the Döpfer A128. A filter bank is an array of bandpass filters that separates the input signal into multiple components, each one carrying a single frequency subband of the original signal. The Döpfer has 15 filters for different frequency bands, starting from 50 going up to 11,000 Hz. I think this one is especially nice for drones. In here I'm sending just the plain output from the foundation oscillator from Verbus. Now let's check it out with the bank. So I think the filter bank is really useful for tonal shaping, but also to get the stem of your track fitting better in the mix. Now let's add some delay and reverb for the drone atmosphere. Let's have a check how it sounds like with chords or pads sending into the filter bank. For this I'm using the Polycinematic. Also I like the character, it feels a bit lo-fi to me, and perhaps it's a little bit much to break up chords into so many frequency bands. If you're more into the digital workflow, there are plenty of filter bank VSTs as well. One step further in the filter banks is the infamous Shaman filter bank, maybe mostly known from the ballroom set of Karen. Here you have different filters in a row, but additionally overdrive, noise and a triggable LFO. Moreover, you can set envelopes in different stages as well to shape the processes. In general, the Shaman filter bank needs a trigger to work properly. This can be done via MIDI, the audio input or an ADSR trigger. If you don't have an external trigger and just use the input, then you have to crank it a little bit more up, which is pushing more noise and contributing more overdrive. In this case, I'm using the Octatrack MIDI, which is sending triggers to the mutant brain, and this one is giving a trigger input on the filter bank. Let's first listen to the internal processors, filters and LFO without any audio input. Now let's use the Vermona DRM to spice up a little techno loop I've made. Again, this filter bank is available as VST as well. Up next, let's check out the low pass gate. For this one, I'm using my Make Noise Optomix. Low pass gate is a combination of a low pass filter and a VCA. The term low pass gate was introduced by Don Buchler and is based on the idea of the Buchler module 292. With a low pass gate, things can be more organically plucky, so it's really nice and known for creating drum sounds. But perhaps recently it got more famous from the use of Barker and his last album Utility, as he is sending chords into it, which appear almost like drums but more melodic, of course. So I thought to recreate this technique. If you go on the Voltec Lab website by Barker, besides building a plate reverb, there's a detailed instruction how to sample and use the Octatrack to get this kind of chords. Basically, Barker is sending MIDI notes with 64 different chords from a scale to a synth, and the synth has a fully opened cutoff and no envelopes, so that you have a plain on-off chord. This recording is saved in the Octatrack. So go on a track and load a sample into the static machine. Once you've loaded the sample, go into the edit page by function and bank. In the slice screen on the bottom, hit yes and go down to create slice grid. As he recorded 64 chords, we slice it into 64 slices, of course. Double tap the playback button and change the settings here. Loop mode should be on ping pong. And now every starting point has a different sample. The octa output I'm sending to the low pass gate, which will have sometimes the same but also sometimes different triggers than the chords. The low pass gate strike can be modulated by the envelope. Let's add some delay for the Barker feeling. As a VST to create interesting stuff with filters, I can recommend the Filter Freak by Soundtoys. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any ideas or ways to use filters in specific creative ways, then put it in the comment section and we will check it out. So thanks again and see you next time.